in the game, yeah, I think the Walking Dead stuff would be interesting, where they use them as a third party within the game itself to pick a fight with people. Let's see. Christopher, Doug's in my ear all night at work these days. Well, hopefully I don't put you to sleep. Llama Juice, that's an awesome name, by the way. I tried to get Kill Team for Christmas, and it was gone. Not going to make that mistake again. Yep, for sure. Wondering how much terrain is going to be in a starter. I don't know. I mean, the original... I'm trying to think. The Armageddon set that had the first of the... I forget. I can't remember the name. Mechanicus terrain type stuff. That one was it was a pretty good deal. I mean, because they also were paying for the factions. Like, in terms of just strictly for terrain, it was a pretty good deal. It was more the convenience of having it all in once. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 160, which is a bummer, but if they jam it with enough value, then it's perfectly fine. Is GoCheck model and rules out yet? Nope. Not that I know of. Let's see. Not coming out until later this year for GoCheck. Yep, that's right. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the GoCheck stuff, so I'm gonna slide past that one. I believe the Gur Warband is called the Untamed Beast. I believe you are correct. Yeah, all of the names when they do the better pictures, yep, Untamed Beasts. So we'll get into those in just a sec. That one will go a lot quicker because there's just the same style of models. Tachyon, hey Duff, any word there will be Slanesh warbands? Well, here's the thing about Slanesh warbands, or any god-specific warband. The previews they've shown us only have the warbands being from realms. That's their identifier. These are from Chaman, these are from Shyish, and their devotion seems to be almost irrelevant. It's never mentioned, really. You can see in some of the ways that they conduct themselves in war that they seem to lean towards one or the other. We'll get to that with some influences, but none of them have been outright like, these are Slanesh warriors. None of like that. And so that's very interesting to me. I am very curious to see if there's going to be 6 Chaos Warbands total, if they will be able to take marks and dedicate themselves, or if that'll be an expansion in the future, that kind of stuff. I think that would be really, really interesting. But as of now, no. Let's see. Torrentino. And just like that, 2+ stuff ruins thousands of dollars worth of marketing by calling those birds corn turkeys. That's what they look like. What are the, oh, sorry, they're called the Raptorix. There we go. It's a corn turkey. Let's see. I think I'm almost caught up. Oh, did my stream crash? Oh, I dropped a frame. Our internet here is being very strange. I'm very sorry, folks, if it does flicker, because we actually had an earthquake here last night, and I've seen other people report their internet being weird, but mine looks okay. Keep me in the loop if something goes wrong. Sorry about that. We had like a 4.7 earthquake, like, I think like 14 miles away, something like that. 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody woke up. It was fine. Let's see. I wasn't going to buy in, and they showed off the unmade. Yeah, we'll get to the unmade here in just a second. So, cool. So that's it. I'm caught up on the chat. Somebody shoot a message and make sure that everything's still working. I think we're good. It says I dropped 1. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, we're good. As for... There are other factions, and we can talk about that in a little bit. So these are the 2 monsters that seem to come in the starter set, or at least aren't devoted to one warband. I'd be interested to see if these were almost like a mercenary type thing, where it's like no warband owns these 2 kinds of monsters, but they all have access to them. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they could go with it, but there's other cool looking models. Again, here's the Raptorix, of course, the corn turkey. I say that because he has the gills of corn and he's built like a turkey. And of course, the Fury just looks like a little gargoyle, and I like him a lot. So that's all there was for that. And then we'll go to the Untamed Beast. Now this is the kind of art that gets people excited, right? This should be on the box. Let's see here. So looking at the line, we have a lion type monster with some ram horns. We got our skull-headed dude. What I'm really hoping is that these, you know, there's a lot of comparisons made to Kill Team and what's it called, Necromunda, or even Underworld, that kind of stuff. And we're all trying to figure it out. I don't care about how the game is structured. You know, I'm not gonna. It's at this point, it's just wild speculation. But what I want is the kits to be like they are in Necromunda, where you have some core body types, meaning like there's always gonna be a guy leaning to the side like this guy, a guy with his arms stretched out like this guy, but the bits are out of this world. If you ever built a kill team or a warband from Necromunda, a gang, that's what it's called, then you know like the amount of variety you can crash into that thing is astounding. And so that's what I'm really excited for. There's a video here. I think I have the volume turned down so it won't blow your eardrums out. And it pretty much just is like cool voiceovers with a bunch of art. And we will skip right past that because there's better pictures here. And yeah, here's some cool... and you know, here's the thing with these. Again, I hope that the bits are very interchangeable. What I'm really looking at is weapon types and poses. And all these poses look great. They look sturdy. No one looks super flimsy yet. We have... Again, lots of furs. This is definitely one of my top picks for warbands in terms of aesthetics. This guy with the corded spear, so you can like stab people and then pull them in, just looks insane. I believe this is a woman just based on her body type, and then with the whip, that's... and then look at the end of the whip, it has like a jawbone for teeth. It's so stinking cool. What's interesting is you look at this guy's boots on the left. It almost looks like a Shyish type armor. It's not, but that kind of like layered bone kind of built onto each other. I don't know. I think it looks just absolutely incredible. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the format of the gang was like these are your more important characters because they all have very specific weapons, very cool stuff. And then you have something like grunts, right? These would be your grunts. They're just dudes with basic hand weapons, probably a lot less important, and that's awesome because those kinds of things are really great. As I'm learning from playing Warhammer Underworld, it's like you have your main players and then your nobodies. And the nobodies are important because they defend your main players. And of course, Lion-O, Lord of the Chaos Thundercats, looking dope. They tied some extra bone and spikes to his tail, and I don't have a lot to say on this one. It just looks great. What I'm curious is how detailed that Chaos Star is. It's clearly molded into it, like it's going to be branded. What I'm interested is like how easy that will be to cover up by accident. So that's the only thing that stands out to me on this model. But I think he looks fantastic. So I'm going to pause right there, and I'm just going to get everyone's feedback. Give me your feedback on these guys here. If you think my analysis is right, where you kind of have three main guys, and then what looks to be three grunts. I'm curious, like I said, if they truly are going to be customizable. Because these are very specific poses, and these ones are more generic. But, I don't know. Let's see, I can't remember if the non-Chaos Warbands are going to use existing models or not, though. I don't remember if they've actually confirmed. Bone Splitters will be in Warcry as well. Yep, I'm primed and ready. So let's see. Worry about how sturdy the Furies will be. They don't look any less sturdy than Nighthaunt, which is not good or bad. It is simply a statement of fact. I can't stand Nighthaunt when it comes to... when I say I can't stand them, I mean I feel bad when I play somebody who plays Nighthaunt and they're breaking their models constantly. I'm like, ugh, like I feel ya. So, when is Warcry released? Probably... So the first real instance we're going to see of the game being played and it getting into people's hands is going to be on the 20th of this month in 8 days. And then I assume at that point it'll go for pre-order either that week or the week following. So that would be my thought. We'll get to the snake guys in a bit. Gonna go with Untamed Beasts for now. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll keep a track of which ones I like the most. So I'm gonna go with Untamed Beast for sure right now. Obviously, it's the first one we've covered. Okay. I think that leaders and non-leaders will be a thing. Not sure if the poses will be specific. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because like there was a time when GW went really hard into like doing anything you want, like hyper posability, where you could just get like a Space Marine with torso with no, I don't know, the arms weren't directed in any direction. You could put any arms on there and you can kind of kit bash whatever you wanted. And now, you know, I look at like the Death Guard kit. I just finished assembling it. These guys are super like locked into a pose, and there's very specific arms that work for very specific places. So it's like, you can't quite tell. So, interested. I doubt these warbands will be good in AOS. I mean, if you got rid of the Marauder kit and just said like, go nuts with these guys, I think they'd be just fine. Marauders kick ass. Okay, so we're going to move on. Thanks everyone for the comments on that one. And I'm just minimizing these. We can always come back to them, but let's see. Now we're talking about the Iron Golems. And so this is the other one we saw in what we're assuming is the 2-player starter set. And with this, we have a few things of super interest. So obviously we have our leader guys. I can't remember if it was confirmed in an article, because again, they took the articles down, if this guy was an ogre. Someone tell me if you know that for sure. But what I do know for sure is that this is the Dwarf, the Chaos Dwarf up there. And these guys, you know, I'll tell you, they're kind of more locked into a singular aesthetic, I think. Like their helmets are all very similar. Their armor, it looks like it's been manufactured. Thank you, Mogwai Man. Yes, it is an ogre. So they look very like, not samey, but they look very much more like cohesive. I think their poses and weapons break them up from the sameness, but so here we have 2 of what, again, I'm describing as grunts, because that's what I think they're going to be. The poses are so locked in, I'm not sure how much customizability there will be. Shoes are for the weak. Yeah, you're cased in all this armor, but you can't make a sandal. Just do a flip-flop. What I will say, so this is the one that people are like, oh, this is the Khorne warband. They're not Khornate. They are just from the realm of metal, where the ores and minerals needed to create this kind of metallic masterpiece armor is out there, easy to get. And yeah, so I got these 2 guys here. I like this weapon. One thing I'll say, like the aesthetics from warband to warband, when it comes to their, like I said, their weapons and their poses, right? They're just very different. These guys look tanky and defensive. Just their poses, they're stronger, they stand up straighter. All the weapons seem heavier. I think absolutely awesome. Nose blunt, do we know if it'll have deck building? No, not a single thing has been revealed about cards at all. And that's a good thing, because, oh, I just hit a button, make sure I didn't, man, it's skipping again. I'm sorry guys, if you have problems with, tell you what, I'm going to turn the music off, maybe that'll help. Yeah, less taxing on the internet. Let's see, yep, still seems to be working. Okay. What I will say, let's see here, taking a look. Realm of metal, not fire. Yeah, the red is kind of deceptive. What I think, though, based on what I've seen, is you can probably get that red really, really easily if you do lead belcher and then a contrast paint over it. Yeah, so I'm just going to scroll through. Someone tell me if my stream is working again. It looks like it is. Yep, okay. Looks like it's back online. And if you're just joining me, remember, I just told me internet went down for a day. And in this warband, so if you look at the top here, remember, I'm kind of breaking these up into guys that seem like leaders or unique models versus more like chumps, right? And so if I'm looking at it that way, like this one looks like it has 4 chumps who are probably very defensive, and then 2 guys who stand out. And the standing out ones are, of course, the Dwarden and the Ogre, which is really, really cool. I think that is an excellent, I don't know, side by side. So T-Genets, I saw that. I'll turn the bitrate down next time when I hop off here, because if I do that, I'll crash the stream for sure, because I tried that once while that was running. So, yeah. Any thoughts on the Iron Golems? For sure. I like the racial diversity, I guess we'll call it that, of having ogres and Duarden brought in. Again, they look tanky, they look defensive. And if this game, which I'm assuming it will, uses objectives like go and hold a point and stuff like that, I think these guys will be the ones that'll be hard to shift relative to everything else we're going to take a look at. The next one is the Splintered Fang. So I'll go past the video here. Again, I'm trying to minimize what I use the internet for. And so the Splintered Fang is an interesting one. So these focus on like poison weapons. I'm assuming speed will also be an important part of that, or maybe like stealth, if not speed. And so this is an interesting one, because up front, right here, front and center, as their, what I'm calling their leader, right, their boss guy, is an elf. So we have a Duarden, an ogre, an elf, and that is super interesting to me. So this elf is the only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the fangs on them. And this is something that a lot of people have said, like they look like bucktooth. And then down below, this also looks like a hero guy. I can't fathom how this would be a multi-pose sculpt, right? It's just, the snake is so intertwined. Maybe you can change the dart he's holding. I don't know. That's all I got. This looks so intricate. So yeah, and I love his face, so you can just tell he's wearing a skull. Again, I'm a sucker for it. I love when they wear skulls, and so he has the big teeth coming out of there. For some reason, I don't mind the big buck teeth when it's a skull he's wearing versus this guy. So yeah, we'll go down. So like, I'm calling those the two leader guys. And then this one, he has a hand removed and he just has a dagger put in there. That's kind of awesome. I'm not sure if he would be one of the grunts. This guy, I mean, he doesn't look too far off from a Deepkin, to be perfectly honest with you, which is awesome. I wouldn't mind if there was a faction that was predominantly a specific race, like if this was mostly elves. But Deepkin really wouldn't quite fit, because they would need a lot of support in terms of tidecasters and that kind of stuff to get souls and bodies. You probably could cut the fang. Oh, that's all we got. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Yeah, only 4 models from that one. Maybe there's more in the video. Let's take a look. Again.
There is no honor in defeat. Glory is grasped only.
Okay, well. Okay, everybody, we're going to hang out and take a look at me here for a second while I try to figure out how I can change some of this stuff. Give me one moment. Okay. Okay. No more videos, that kind of stuff, unfortunately. We're just going to have to carry through this one. I apologize. This one elf is wearing shoes, but everybody else, they're feeling very confident with their footwear choice of just going barefoot. Stream went offline for me. Okay, it'll come back on. I apologize, folks. Okay. And let me know if you are back with me. I have figured out, I think it's the video. Every time I click one of these videos, it tends to mess it up. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. So as far as, actually we'll pause here because this is one I want to dive into quite a bit. So as far as the last Warband goes, we don't actually know where they're coming from. Like, it hasn't been confirmed, but there are two really, really good options, and those are Akshi, Realm of Fire, and then Hish, Realm of Light. Now the interesting about the Hish one is we already saw a preview for like a random lion. It was in one of the big reveals they did at like LVO or Adepticon. And I thought people said the last realm was confirmed. No, as far as I know, it hasn't been. My thought is Hish, because we did see that lion that was kind of a standalone thing, so that would be perfect for this. So, yeah. Never seen you this glitchy. Yeah, unfortunately, we had an earthquake at 3 o'clock in the morning, and so I'm assuming that's what's going on. There's some problems with the internet area in the area. I'll lower my bitrate once I close the stream out. But, so, looking at these guys, this is the one I will say unabashedly I am the most excited for. It combines all of the elements that I like, the primal nature of the Untamed Beasts or whatever, and then just the dynamic poses and that kind of stuff. So, this is by far the most numerous warband that we have seen so far, at least of the models they've shown us. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 models, and so I'm sure, you know, they're like a flock of birds, individually weak, but when they all come at you at once, Alfred Hitchcock style, they get really, really good. So, I'm so very excited. Cold Shoulder, go ahead and refresh your page. And so, yeah, let's take a look at some of the pictures. Oh, that is the only picture for these guys. Oh, that's a bummer. Just the 2 pictures in the video that I'm not going to play. Okay, everyone. I went ahead and lowered my bit rate, so let's try this again. Now let me know if you can hear and see me okay. We'll try this one out. Nope, still happening. I'm still dropping things. Let's see. Well, I'm thinking that we're just having some problems. Sorry, friends. It looks like our video is going to be cut short today. I'll be back. I'll try again tomorrow. We'll chat about Warcry stuff some more. I wanted to get back into... We'll pick back up with the Bird Boys, but I can't stand when stuff gets dropped like this. There's no reason for it. Anyway, I will catch you guys tomorrow, and we will chat again. Hopefully, I'll work on the bitrate stuff, but honestly, it's never been an issue before. I think it's just earthquake related, like disturbances and different things. People probably working on systems and checking them and testing them, that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Let me know what you're most excited for. I want to pick back up with these guys tomorrow, and I'll catch you then.